Welcome to Rediscover the Verde Valley, presented by the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. This is an opportunity for locals and visitors to rediscover all that the Verde Valley has to offer. I'm Christian Oliva del Rio. I'm the president and CEO for the Cottonwood Chamber. And with me today is Katherine Anderson. She's the program assistant with the Regional Economic Development and the Small Business Development Center for Yavapai College, as well as Debbie Estivariz, who's the WIOA program supervisor with NACOG.
Yes.
Welcome, both of you.
Good morning.
Huge titles.
Yes, mouthful.
So we're here today to talk about all the wonderful resources that both Yavapai College and NACOG offer our community, as well as a big event that we've been doing for a lot of years, the Verde Valley Job Fair. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to just start out by, getting to know you a little bit more. I know that I've known you for a number of years, but we've had some conversations just right before we started this segment about, where you grew up, how long you've been in the Verde Valley, mm-hmm. and why did you take such a wonderful job opportunity with each of your organizations? It was your dream jobs, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit, how long have you been here and, how with Yavapai College?
I have been with Yavapai College. It'll be 4 years this August.
Right.
And yes, I do love working there. That is my dream job.
It is.
It is. I really do love working there. I don't say real. I shouldn't say really, but I know a lot of people are like, "Yeah, it's my dream job." But I truly do love working there. Yeah. I do have a long title, mm-hmm. or department.
Right.
Small Business Development
you guys
Center.
do a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wear the two hats, as they say: the Small
Yes.
Business Development Center and the Regional Economic Development Center.
Right.
Small Business Development Center, we're here to help out the small businesses, the entrepreneurs that want to get going and
right.
start their own companies. And then the Regional Economic Development Center, we want to help the workforce mm-hmm. in the community, right. Which leads to later right. what we're going to talk about with the job fair.
Right, sure.
And truly, since I started working there, I just found where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie, you want to tell us how long have you been here? And
I'm a native of northern Arizona, actually. So I grew up in Sedona, and then family moved to Cottonwood because at that
right.
time Sedona didn't have a high school.
Yeah.
So I did live in San Diego, like we were briefly
mm-hmm.
talking about.
Right.
But I went to college in Flagstaff, so right. I'm a NAU alum.
And
NAU.
Yeah.
And I did do a semester at Yavapai College, so
sure.
I do have a little bit of investment at Yavapai College too,
yeah.
here in the Clarkdale campus, and so just lived in the Verde Valley most of my life and everything, and came to work for NACOG's Economic Workforce Development Division, as I'll get into later. We have mm-hmm. lots of different divisions, as well as Yavapai College has lots of different colleges and entities to it as well. So I just happen to be with the Economic Workforce Development, so right. we partner as well as with the Yavapai College to help our community out with workforce-related
yeah.
Services.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have to have a passion for this kind of job. You are dealing with the community. You are helping mm-hmm. a lot of individuals that really do need the help, mm-hmm. and it's good to see that there are resources out there. Part of our problem is that making that connection, right? A lot of people
right.
don't know what
Absolutely.
you have to offer. So I'm hoping that this is a venue for us to start getting that word out.
Yes.
Some of the areas that we've talked about is obviously workforce is a huge concern with a lot of our businesses as employers in the area. Mm-hmm. So we're really struggling to find people that are qualified for the jobs out there. And I asked both of you, I don't know if you know the answer, you probably know the answer, is what is our current unemployment rate here in the Valley? Do you know?
I don't know the actual number statistics, but I just heard that Arizona is actually
right.
51 in unemployment, and that's kind of high.
Yes.
And so obviously we're
right.
northern Arizona, so it is, it kind of fluctuates. You always hear,
sure.
we're low this month, high. It is higher than we'd like it to be.
Right. But the nice thing about this is that we have a lot of opportunities for people out there, especially
Absolutely.
with this job fair that's coming
mm-hmm,
up.
mm-hmm.
We have quite a few employers out there from a lot of different backgrounds and
yep.
industries, right? So
yes.
everything from healthcare to construction
yep.
will be at this event, right? So one of the other areas is that you guys do a lot of different trainings at both Yavapai College and at NACOG. And I was lucky enough to pull up Yavapai College has this spring entrepreneur workshops.
Yes.
Right. So, can you tell us a little bit about where they're offered? Where it looks like every campus there, right?
Yes, our small business development center, or we refer to it the SBDC.
SBDC, right.
We offer entrepreneur workshops to help the current business owner that needs assistance, those that are looking to start their own business. We offer a variety from social media classes. In the future, we're going to offer a QuickBooks class,
right.
WordPress, or website development class, and we offer them in the Prescott, the Verde Valley, Sedona, and we're offering we're trying to offer this to be able to attend the classes online.
Yeah.
So if you cannot attend in person, you live in Sedona, but we're offering the class in Prescott, you can attend online via Zoom.
Yeah.
The only ones that really doesn't work with are the website design classes.
Sure.
Because that one you really need to be there in person with the instructor.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent. I'm actually going to be signing up a couple of our employees to attend like the QuickBooks one as well as the social media one. So a lot of great resources there. They can find these calendars online.
Yes, on our yc.edu/SBDC part of the website, it lists all the upcoming classes.
Right. Great. And then I noticed NACOG as well. You have regular occurring classes here and training sessions as well,
yes,
right? So
at this one-stop center, we have mock interview workshops that people can sign up for once a month, and we also have under the Community Services Administration Division under NACOG, she offers financial literacy or management, however you want to look at it, for both youth and adult, free of charge to the public, to come in. And then employment services, they also have work readiness workshops like interviewing, resume assistance, job searching online, for, again, it's the whole new technological for a lot of people that had employment and then all of a sudden find themselves without employment.
Right.
Now it's a
and
whole,
no computer skills
exactly,
or anything,
you
right?
got to, everything's apply online, so
Right.
it might be new to them, so they do offer workshops once a month. And you can come in and find that information here at the One Stop Center at 1500 East Cherry. So they're all free of charge.
I was just going to say, where is it?
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
right. So awesome. So it's right here in Cottonwood. And then I know that Yavapai College, you guys have a resource center there as well, don't you, on the Verde campus? Do you
Yes,
have? Right.
we do have it in the G building.
Right, okay.
At the Clarkdale campus.
Right,
Yes.
excellent, good.
Or as we call it, the Verde Valley campus.
The Verde Valley, campus is, right.
Yes.
So.
And those workshops are all free of charge?
Some of them are free.
Okay.
Some of them do have a fee attached to them, but for the most part, it's a very low cost fee. I do have to say the website classes do have a larger fee attached, but they're a broader class.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
so a little
And so
more involved.
it's a full semester class, is
No.
that correct? Or these are workshops?
These
so
are just
generally-
workshops, generally 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
That's it. The website classes are over they're 3 nights or 3 sessions that they meet. That's why
Right.
the class is a little bit more costly.
Great. So I also noticed this one here, because it's not maybe necessarily just for people that are looking for jobs or employers that are looking for employees, but you do also offer this
Financial literacy
financial
workshop.
literacy.
Yep.
And,
It's taught by someone that is certified, so once you do, it's just a day class, usually holds them from 9 to 3, or
Right.
if people can't come in and actually do, a group class, she can do a one-on-one, she said,
Right.
and she gets you a certification, a little certificate,
Yeah.
so it's also something that may make you more employable, that you've gone through, and
Sure.
I've taken it myself, great information
I
on
was
how
just
you
gonna
can
say,
save
I'm
money.
thinking I wanna
Exactly,
attend,
there's
yeah.
101 ways she gives you of how
Right.
to save money, and especially for youth, I think it might be something that's being missed in the school system.
It is, yeah, I think
a lot of
so.
them, and I know it's going to date us. Checkbook,
No, don't do
and
it.
everything.
Don't do it.
Checkbook.
What is that?
I know a lot of youth, surprisingly, are youth participants that come in and they get their first job, and what's all this stuff that's getting taken out of my paycheck? So
Right.
she goes over everything, and
Right.
how to do a checkbook, how when you get your first job, and if you do move out on your own and you're a young person, to put aside, making sure that your rent gets covered and your bills get covered, things to think about, because usually, especially young people, they're like, ooh, first paycheck, and they're going to
Sure.
go out out and spend it on the luxury items that they all want, you know, and instead of save for, you know, responsibilities like our bills and everything, and then just put a little side, you know, stuff aside for what you would like, you know, treat yourself sort of stuff.
That's excellent. So, I mean, you know, I definitely could use help in this area, so I'm thinking about taking the class. But you're right too. I think it's something that should definitely be taught at the schools as well. You know, and you know, I think that's going to kind of lead us into what we're talking about with the job fair and some of the resources that we're going to make available to actually the youth portion that we're incorporating this year. Is, you know, how to figure out budgeting and planning, and how do we show them everything that's out there and how we can make them successful.
How to become the young, responsible adults.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about each of your organizations and then the job fair, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Come on back.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. Again, with me is Katherine Anderson and Debbie Estivariz, both with NACOG and Yavapai College. So some of the areas that, you know, we were talking about again is, you know, workforce development, right? That's a pretty big concern for a lot of our employers in the area. And we kind of touched a little bit on some of the resources that you guys have available at each of your locations. What can people coming to the job fair expect at a job fair? How can they prepare for dealing with, you know, I mean, it's a little intimidating. You walk in there, right, and there's all these people there, and you've never done this before. So what might be some pointers that you can give us?
Well, one thing I would say is before you go to the job fairs, do your homework. We list on both our webpage and your webpage all the businesses that are going to be in attendance. So you can know in advance who you're going to be meeting with. So do your homework. Find out what companies are going to be there. Learn about them. Know what kind of companies they are. And then you can tailor your resume to those kind of companies. So if you are going to be applying for, let's say, a receptionist job, tailor your resume to a receptionist job, not a construction worker position. And then if you're needing help with that resume, you can go visit NACOG.
Yes, exactly. We'll be on site there as well as people can come in. Obviously beforehand, you know, if they're like, oh, I've never it's been 10 years since I've done a resume, you know, come in and see us. Absolutely. And we'll help you figure out the best way to do that. Like Katherine was saying, you know, for people that have worn many different hats in their work experience history, and maybe they did construction recently, but they have admin in there, and that's the kind of employment they're looking for, their career path now. Again, tailor that new resume to fit that job that you're applying for. We always tell people it's like, and the best way to do it is get away from that chronological order, because you know, employers, since even before the recession had hit, you know, they're no longer just getting 50 applicants. They're getting probably triple that. And it's hard to probably have, especially small businesses, assign one person to go through all of those new applicants that, you know, they're trying to fill a job for, and they're going to try to do it as quickly as possible. So If you have a 3-page resume, you really got to shorten it down for them, because then you're going to be in the no pile.
Right.
You know, if it's too long and they've got to,
They don't have the time.
exactly,
No.
skim through and find, hey, is this a qualified applicant?
Right.
So like she said, do your homework, especially if you're looking at, oh, well, I want to get into, you know, the healthcare, you know, okay, so, and you're going to go and apply for certain companies. They're going to ask you, you know, well, what brings you, you know, into our company? And you're going to say, well, I need a job. Well, people don't want to just hear, everyone needs a job.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, you got to look into what is that company about? Why do you want to work for them?
Definitely.
Absolutely, sell it, you know. And so,
I had
homework.
an interview. I don't get to interview employees very often, but when I did, that was one of the things that struck me in some of the candidates, was that they really didn't even know what we did. They were just there for a job, and I you know, I can sympathize and feel for that too. But the people that I was interested in were the ones that actually took a little bit of time to find out what it is that we do and how they could benefit my company or our company, right? So take that time, you know, look at it. But you raised another interesting point that raised something for me, was, you know, what about those guys that may have been in construction their entire life, and you know, back doesn't hold up anymore. I mean, I'm feeling the pain of age a little bit myself, but you know, what are there resources for those people that are looking to be maybe retrained, or you know, how can you help that job seeker?
Yep, absolutely. Whether you come into Yavapai College's, you know, employment center, and especially people also, this is something for students to realize, is that they do have resources and assistance on campus. They always seem to forget that. Career services, you know. Once you finish, where do I go from here? You're going to help navigate them. Maybe most of them might want to go into entrepreneurship and everything. You have resources there on your campus. And then if you wish to get employment while you're going to school too, and where do I start? What can I, you know, you have entities on your campus to help out, as well as, you know, the community. So like you said, people that are transitioning, especially from physical labor intensive employment, and now, you know, as we're aging, they're like, okay, well, what can I do now? I have to continue to work. I can't just, you know, retire. We'll figure out, you know, what it is that you'd like to do. If you want to come into the Arizona at Work one-stop centers, you know, we can look at career paths individuals want to transition into. Maybe they've collected some of their own skills. Maybe, you know, at home they might, you know, be using QuickBooks, or they have some skills and knowledge. And how can we take those skills and then, you know, get you into another career? Exactly. You know, a lot of people don't think, well, I did this and now I want to go do this. Well, let's look at those skills that you would have obtained there, and you know, maybe you can get into another field. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to get a second set of eyes to look at it.
Right, and it's never too late. You know, and Yavapai College, we have, you know, if you're thinking, oh, it's too late for me to go back and get that degree, we have so many certificate programs that you could, you know, embark on that new career or that new venture in your life. So no, it's never too late, and you know, you could go in and meet with them and they can help you. And then we also have at the college a career coach that you could sit down with, and she could show you and go, oh no, you know, you could go this direction, and
it's
you could
doable.
It's doable.
People
you don't
always
have
feel
to
like
start from
they can't
scratch.
do it.
I can share a little story with you guys. Is that so? I moved here from California 24 plus years ago, and I was in construction back then. And moving here, I learned a little bit of the family business. My wife at the time, and so I had to go from swinging a hammer to sitting in front of a computer, you know, and that was pretty intimidating to me. And my father-in-law said, well, you can't break it. And he was wrong. But that made me want to start then looking at the possibility of how do you fix it, right? So I started taking classes at Yavapai College, and from there, you know, I went on and took all the courses and everything that I needed to take, and then that kind of opened the door for me to actually teach some classes in career skills. Was the program that I was in, and it was an introduction to computers. So going from construction now to, you know, teaching was a pretty big step. And then 10 years ago, I attended the job fair with Yavapai College in the career skills program, and I met R.G. Beach was the chairman at that point, and they had an opening at the chamber, and so it's never too late. I've changed huge careers in, you know, 3 times in a lifetime. And so it can be a little intimidating. So we definitely need to encourage these people to come.
And to let them know we're here for them, to help them in that transition and to take those steps. We're not just going to say, well, okay, there's the path, now go.
Now go, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're here.
Help.
We'll stay with you. We're not just going to set you loose and say, well, you'll figure it out.
Right.
No, never.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know, oh, excuse me. I didn't mute my phone. Anyway, so you know, we're offering a youth component to the job fair this year, and so I think a lot of kids might be also a little intimidated by you know, coming in and applying. They've never experienced that. So we talk about soft skills. What are soft skills? What are some of the things that we might be doing at the job fair to help some of the youth coming into the area?
So soft skills are, you know, things that as adults we probably take for granted that, you know, we should be practicing too.
Right.
Having a good attitude, showing up on time, being a team player. These are the, you know, soft skills that, you know, NACOG's program services can offer youth as well, that we usually try to help them incorporate by doing what we call work experiences with employers in Yavapai County. So that's where we have employers that act almost like a mentor. They're teaching not only that young person those work skills in that industry, but also work skills meaning what it is to communicate with your colleagues, your team, you know, your team that you're working with, your employers, meaning your supervisors, management team. You know, yes, you're going to show up every day, you know, 10 to 8 when you're due. Sure. You're going to be doing work, and you're not going to be, again, because what we get from employers too with young people and adults, the technological age of people being on their phones when they should be actually working, and that's been a big problem. So again, they're acting as mentors, as the Chamber has for youth in the past, you know, showing them not only their industry and their community and developing those skills, everything that comes with, but just those soft skills, having a good attitude, working with people if it's in the public sector, and, you know,
customer service.
Absolutely.
Art,
how to look at people in the eye, which we lose from our youth, you know, because they're so, you know, they're sitting next to each other, but yet they're texting and having conversations. So that is a big thing, you know, obviously, that it's just those soft skills, you know, having the right character and the values that they're going to, you know, get and incorporate from, again, that, you know, employer mentor that's doing that. So with this year's job fair, having them, you know, later hours, so that way our local high schools youth can come in and participate and look for summer employment opportunities, or if they're getting ready to graduate and they're not looking at post-secondary education and they need to enter the workforce right then and there, let's get them started.
Right. Great. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about what Yavapai College can do for our youth as well, and we'll talk a lot more about our job fair.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.com.
Hi, welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. With me again is Katherine Anderson from Yavapai College and Debbie Estivariz with NACOG. We've been talking about, you know, resources for our community as well as our small business owners, and our job fair that's coming up. April 4th, Wednesday, April 4th, from 1 to 5 at the Verde Valley Fairgrounds. We are doing a special segment, I believe, from 1 to 2, which will be, can you explain a little bit about the special segment?
From 1 to 2 is early admission for our veterans, our job seekers that are 55 and older, and our disabled job seekers.
Patrick says that our seasoned
veterans, our seasoned job seekers, yes, just to give them a chance to get in there before everybody else does. So, and then at 2 o'clock, it'll become available for everybody else.
General public can come,
But I just want to specify or clarify that if you fit into one of those 3 categories and can't get there in that first hour, you can attend throughout the day.
Correct. It's going to be open to everybody from 1 to 5 and or 2 to 5 specifically.
Yes.
We are also offering some resume review and more resources that are available to the people, and that will be pretty much available throughout the entire job fair as well. So if you have a resume that you want somebody to just take another look at, or if it's 3 pages long and you need help condensing it, we can help you. Right?
Yes.
So great. So. Partnerships in the Verde Valley it amazes me. We've got so many people and so many entities that are willing to come together and make things like this happen. Some of our partners right now with the job fair are Yavapai College, obviously, NACOG, Arizona at Work, DES, Arizona DES, Goodwill. Some of the others?
Department of Veterans Affairs.
Department of Veterans Affairs. Very good. That was the other one. So we've got a lot of these great resources coming together in one place. Come on down. You know, don't be shy. Bring resumes with you.
And there's no cost. No cost for job seekers.
Right. Right. Now, something we did want to remind our employers, right? So we have some deadlines for them to try and meet if they've got jobs.
The deadlines are coming up. Right now, you can still register, not a problem. I think we have about 1 more week for sponsorship, and then that deadline will hit. And you can still register after that. The fees go up a little bit.
Right.
And you can't be a sponsor anymore, but you can still register.
Right. The reason we put that deadline on there is because we want to get all of our materials together. And make sure that it's worth it for our sponsors. They're getting that extra bump. Some of our sponsors this year are Fan Contracting, Hales Roofing, Haven of Cottonwood, Haven of Camp Verde as well, and Spectrum Healthcare.
Yes.
So this year, I'm happy to see that we've got a little bit more construction element to it. We will also have roughly 50 employers that will be there, so lots of opportunities for people. Anything else last minute you want to tell?
Just a reminder to people, you know, like not only coming in prepared, looking into the companies they're wishing to apply with, but do come in properly dressed.
Yeah.
So,
Dress
you know,
for
no
success.
sweats. Exactly. Even if you're applying for a construction job, that's okay if you're going to wear jeans, but make sure, you know, or if your attire style is maybe country, Western or something, make sure you got your clean Wranglers on and a nice pressed shirt. You know, it doesn't mean come in holy attire or sweats, you know, maybe just got out of bed, slippers.
Come prepared.
You need to impress those employers that, you know, are there looking for true, you know, individuals to fill their open positions.
You could be meeting your future employer.
Absolutely.
And some, there are, and there are employers that will do interviews on the spot.
Right there.
So come prepared. You don't know if you're going to get an interview on the spot. Come prepared.
Great. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate your time. Looking forward to working with you again in years to come. So very good. So that does it for us today. Please come to the job fair April 4th, 1 to 5 p.m. at the Verde Valley Fairgrounds. We'll see you next month. Thank you.